When Silent Hill F was first announced, fans were both excited and nervous. Could the series return after so many years away? Could a story set in 1960s Japan still feel like Silent Hill? The answer, surprisingly, is yes, but in a very different way. A new kind of fear. Silent Hill F moves the horror from an American ghost town to a quiet Japanese village wrapped in fog and flowers. The red fungus creeping across every wall and body is not just decoration. It's a symbol of decay, guilt, and transformation. You play Hinako, a high school girl caught between strict social pressure and her own inner pain. Her journey slowly turns into a nightmare that feels personal, poetic, and deeply tragic. The story is one of the strongest in the entire series, emotional, sad, and often disturbing in a beautiful way.
Since you were little, you dreamed of a different life. A family that owned a candy store. Instead of some stuffy old shrine. And here, it's all yours. As much candy as you could ever want. Sweet dreams. Sakuko. Say something.
What about you? Nothing you want to say?
Well, if you don't have anything, neither do I.
Well, that's my Hinako. It's not like you to just let stuff happen, though. But whatever you end up choosing, you know I'll always be there for you.
Shoo.
As I mentioned at the beginning of my Silent Hill F review, this entry in the series takes a very different path. We're no longer in a quiet American town. This time, the story unfolds in a fictional Japanese village called Ebisugaoka, set in the 1960s. Our protagonist is Hinako, a 15-year-old girl living with an abusive, alcoholic father and a submissive mother who refuses to protect her. One day, while Hinako and her friends are spending time together in the village, a dense fog suddenly descends. Red plants begin to grow everywhere, spreading across the ground, the walls, and the houses. And from that moment on, you're left surrounded by mystery, fear, and countless questions that slowly begin to unfold. The story explores dark and heavy themes, trauma, misogyny, gender roles, and child abuse. Hinako's father is a gambler and a drunk who takes out his anger on his family. Her mother, lost in fear and denial, never stands up for her daughter. Instead, she blames Hinako, telling her she should behave more feminine, more obedient. The quiet, isolated village becomes a reflection of Hinako's mind. Its narrow streets, its silence, and its constant fog all mirror her own suffocating thoughts. The stillness around her isn't peace, it's fear. A fear of speaking out, of being judged, of breaking the roles that society forces on her. Since childhood, Hinako has preferred playing with boys rather than girls. A simple choice, yet one that made her an outcast. Her refusal to conform becomes one of the many reasons she's misunderstood, rejected, and ultimately trapped in her own silence. The atmosphere and art. Visually, the game is stunning. The art team blends classic Silent Hill fog with Japanese horror design, red spider lilies, decaying schools, and eerie shrines. The sound design deserves special praise. Footsteps echo in empty hallways, whispers come from nowhere, and a haunting music gives the game its soul. This is the kind of horror that gets under your skin, not with jump scares, but with loneliness and quiet dread. The gameplay and mechanics. Here's where Silent Hill Fuss stumbles a little. The combat feels heavy and unpolished. Fighting monsters is possible, but not fun. Luckily, the game doesn't force you to fight too often. Stealth and exploration are usually better options. The puzzles, however, are classic Silent Hill, mysterious, clever, and full of meaning. Exploring the world and reading notes gives you a deeper sense of what's really happening. Final thoughts. Silent Hill F is not perfect. It's slow, it's strange, and its combat can be clumsy. But it's absolutely beautiful, thoughtful, and emotionally powerful. It dares to tell a horror story about shame, memory, and the pain of being forgotten. If you want pure action, this might not be your game. If you want a horror experience that makes you feel, not just scream, Silent Hill F is a masterpiece in its own quiet, bloody way.